So today what we'll do is, can you hear me? Manasi, can you hear me properly?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All of you can be on mute. Whenever you want to talk, just unmute yourself and talk. There's no problem. So today what we'll do is, so today, uh, can somebody just copy that link description in the chat itself? Anish Modi is not able to get it. Just somebody just copy paste it if possible. Okay. People are still coming. Has somebody done it or wait? I'll do it. Okay, Rashmi has done it. Okay. So today basically what we'll do is first half we'll keep it for a Q&A session as well as a complete revision. Then I want to talk to you about Karak, which is one of the most important topics over here. Then go on to transit planets, and then depending on uh, the situation, we'll decide whether to go in for the nakshatra at this point of time or at a later date. So your basically response will tell me whether it's worth going for the क्या बोलते हैं नक्षत्र just now. Okay. So first, let me just volley some questions. So you can just ask me questions or any doubts that you're having. Then let's see what is happening. Anyone wants to ask any questions here at this point?
Manish, namaste. Sorry, I'm unable to open my camera. It's showing me some issue.
No, don't worry. You are even Arvind Kaka has told me this thing is not working, so that is fine. Both of you are exempted. Rest of you no exemption.
Okay. Okay.
Better brush your hair and come and sit, or however ugly you are. Doesn't matter. Chalo, any questions? Quickly, let's first start off with your questions. Then I'll go through. I hope you'll have practice. Huh? Without that, any doubts?
Dada, maybe later, if you want to just go through the Mahadasha and all again later, please.
That I'll do. But any doubts so far? Otherwise, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you some questions and let's see how far you know that, okay? So I'm doing that now. I've managed to do what wasn't happening. Can you see the screen now, which I've shared? Now just concentrate on that screen. Can you see I'm drawing some circle over there? Now can you see that circle, all of you?
Yes.
Thumbs up if you want, that's fine. So basically, I've managed to get the annotations in Google Meet. Okay, chalo, theek hai. So Rahu was on our side. So now I'm going to ask you a question, and you can just put your hand up like this. In the sense, physically, I can see all of you all on the parallel screen. So put your hand up like this, and then I'll ask you, and then you unmute. Okay, so everybody don't start talking. So now in this chart, can somebody tell me who is the ascendant lord? Just हाथ ऊपर करो. Don't start talking like that. Huh? Manasi.
Mercury?
Okay. Mercury is the lord. Now somebody tell me Mercury का script क्या है? What is the script of Mercury? Put your hands up and then I'll tell you to unmute. Everyone don't start talking like that. You remember script? Which house it is in, which Rashi it is in, which is Nakshatra Lord. Huh? Okay, Yuga.
It is in the
I
third
thought
house.
नहीं मेगा वन में
okay,
Yuga.
I thought it is Karak Tattva you are asking.
Okay, no. चलो मेगा आंसर.
Yeah, it is in the third house, and Rashi is Mithun, Gemini.
No. Ascendant Lord का script क्या है? Where is Ascendant Lord seated, मेगा?
It is seated in the third house.
नहीं लगा. Third house किधर आ गया? Mercury किधर बैठा है ये चार्ट में?
On the right. Acha, Mercury. Okay, sorry. I thought Mars.
Lord का भी ऐसे ही ना. Third
Six,
Lord
six.
could be.
Virgo.
हाँ.
Virgo.
हाँ Virgo. एक मिनट शिप्रा don't answer. Mega, tell me the script of this fellow.
Yeah, so Mercury is sitting in the sixth house, Virgo.
No.
So, what is this? What are you asking? I'm not getting.
which house it is in, which Rashi it is in, and who is the dispositor of that. That is the script.
It is in the sixth house.
नहीं बाबा.
Acha, oh, sorry. Ascendant, first house.
हाँ. Which Rashi?
First Rashi is Mesh Rashi. Aries.
नहीं बाबा. ये कौन सा राशि है? You are not done your homework.
Six. Virgo.
Correct. And which? Who is the dispositor of that? Who is the lord of that?
Lord is Mercury.
Correct. So what does the script become? 1-6- Mercury.
Okay.
हाँ. चलो. Now
Got it.
somebody. हाँ. Mute yourself. Now somebody tell me who is the second lord. Put your hand up. Don't unmute directly. Put your hands up and I'll tell you. Who is the second lord? Nidhi. Nidhi. Don't answer out of turn. Nidhi, who is
Venus.
Okay, where is Venus seated? Tell me the script of Venus, Nidhi.
So that will be H2, R6, R7, and Venus. And yeah.
Everyone okay with this? Okay. Chalo. Now tell me, tell me the script of the fifth lord, somebody. Tell me the script of the fifth lord. So Dinky, you say. Nobody's putting hand up. Fifth.
In this case, it's blank.
Huh?
In this case, it's blank. The fifth house is empty.
So what? It has a lord, no? Your house.
The Lord will be.
House may be
The Lord is
somewhere, but it
Saturn.
still belongs to you.
Lord is Saturn,
Very good.
but
What is the script of Saturn?
the script of Saturn is it's seated in the. No, wait. First of all, this is in the retrograde.
Oh, जाने दो. It is seated in the cranked house. What is the cranking telling you?
That's in the sixth position.
Very good. Which Rashi is it in?
11th Rashi, and
Who is the lord of that?
the Lord of that is Saturn.
Very good. All okay with this? So basically, whenever you see any planet, you should see two things. Anish, you want to ask something?
Manish, since you asked for the script of the fifth house,
हाँ.
it will be H will be 5, not 6. So 5H, it will be 5H because the house is the fifth.
नहीं. Where is it seated? I asked. So it is.
Acha, of the Lord or of the house?
No. Where is the Lord seated? Lord का
ठीक है,
script.
वो sixth है. ठीक.
So Lord
That
is
is
seated
sixth.
in the sixth house, 11th Rashi of Saturn.
ठीक है. Okay.
Now, whenever you see any planet, there are two things which should immediately come to your mind. One is where is it seated? So where is it seated now? Just now, who said that? Dinky as it said, it's in the sixth house, 11th Rashi, ruled by Saturn. This is the first thing that should come to your mind. Second thing is which are the houses it rules. So it is ruling the sixth house and it is ruling the fifth house. Correct? This is the primary thing that you need to tell me now. So now tell me something about the 12th lord. Somebody tell me the script of the 12th lord. Come on, it's not so difficult. Chalo, I will prompt Meghna. Little girl, not Megha, Meghna. Chalo, तुम लोगों का tongue twister है, तो I'll have to say Meghna, little girl or something. तो चलो, Meghna, tell me who is the 12th lord?
12th Lord or 12th house?
12th lord कौन है?
12th Lord would be Jupiter.
नहीं. Where is the ascendant? This is the ascendant.
Oh, on this side, Sun.
Anyone else? Dinky, just once again. 12th lord कौन है?
Either moon.
One Dhapata you get now. Rashmi. Rashmi, you're on mute. Then don't answer out of turn, please. Don't. It will become too confusing for me to understand.
So, 12th Lord is Sun.
Where is it seated? So, what is the script of Sun?
So, Sun, 12th Lord sun seated in H1 R6.
डिस्पोजिटर कौन है? लॉर्ड कौन है वो हाउस का, राशि का?
Is moon.
हाँ, ये इसका लॉर्ड कौन है?
Okay, इसका lord is Mercury.
करेक्ट.
See, Manish sir, एक ये है. Suppose you are asking me about H5. Okay, I mean about the. You asked me about the 12, right? So it is 12th house. The Lord is Sun.
No. I simply asked you, tell me the script of the 12th lord.
Okay.
So
Okay. So it will be like, कि the Sun is seated in H6, H1, R6,
correct.
or of Mercury. ऐसे?
Correct.
Okay.
So always, this is the first thing that you need to grab. If you can't catch this, you can't go much further. Now, I'll tell you simple why we require it. इसका practical demonstration देते हैं. By the way, this is a random chart. It's actually the natal chart of today, so it doesn't matter. Now, let us say you want to find out about this guy's career. So when I tell you the Karak Tattva, you'll understand. But the 10th house is the house of career. Just take that from me. Okay. So when we are trying to analyze the 10th house, when we are trying to analyze this guy's career, we have to see what all is happening in the 10th house and where the 10th lord has gone and sat and what is the repercussions on that. That is what we are going to do in the future. So when we are talking of this, you have to immediately understand that the 10th lord over there is Mercury. वो Mercury जाके यहाँ बैठा है. Your eye should go there immediately. When you see this, you have to realize that a Mercury has gone and sat in the first house, 6th Rashi, ruled by Mercury. Correct? I'm writing with a mouse, so my handwriting might be bad, but if you don't understand anything, ask me. As it is with the pencil also, my handwriting is bad. So basically you need to see this. Next you need to see, is anyone aspecting it? Is anyone aspecting it? That is the next stage. Is this happening or is that happening? All those things. So what I'm trying to say is, this comes into play when we will be starting analyzing or analysis. So let us say you want to see this fellow's, let us say marriage. So marriage is ruled by 7th house. तो 7th लॉर्ड कौन है? जुपिटर. जुपिटर यहाँ बैठा है. जुपिटर कहाँ बैठा है? इट इज इन द खेकड़ा, म्हणजे 9th हाउस. इट्स द 9th हाउस, विच इज द राशि, second राशि. इट इज रूल्ड बाय व्हाट? वीनस. So what it says is that the 7th lord, the house of the 7th lord of the 7th house is seated in the 9th house, which is going to mean something, which you'll understand. It is seated in the second Rashi, which is going to tell you something based on the Tattva and the this thing, Swabhav. And it is in Venus. So is Jupiter friendly with Venus? Is Venus friendly with Jupiter? So at this point of time, just understand one concept. Let us look at this house. Just look at the house and the Rashi, okay? Forget everything else. Here Venus is seated in this house. अभी ये house को घर समझ लो, like a house, like a bungalow. Venus is seated in its own house. You imagine that you have got a house. You are seated in your own house. What will you be? You will not only be comfortable, you will be strong. Correct? Now imagine this Venus is seated here, let us say. Hypothetically, Venus was seated here. Venus is not seated in its own house. So first of all, it is not strong. I am not saying it is weak, but it is not strong. But is it comfortable? So this house is ruled by whom? This house is ruled by Mars. Correct? Now, whether Mars is friendly or inimical or somehow, we will come to little later on. But let us take for discussion sake that it is inimical. म्हणजे enemy है उसका. So will Venus be comfortable? No. So Venus is weak because it is not in its own house, and Venus is still further weak because it is in the inimical house. So when you write a script of this fellow over here, what are we writing here? Ki Venus is seated in the 3rd house, in the 8th Rashi, ruled by Mars. Correct? Now 3 is going to tell you something in a little while, but just now I'll tell you, 8th is the house of obstacles. 3rd is the 8th from the 8th. How? If let's say Kalpurushvali, this is 3 and this is 8. From here, if you see, I go here and I crank here. It's the 8th from the 8th. Are you understanding that? I'll come to that later, so don't worry. So 8th is again obstacles. 3rd is also obstacles. And Mars is its enemy. So what is the paristhiti of this fellow? it will immediately tell you that hypothetically Venus seated here is not in a position to deliver its good properly. Whatever uska karak tattva hai, what is it? It is the second lord. Second lord, you realize sometimes is money, finance, income. So is it in a position to generate good income? No. On top of that, if you see Rahu is aspecting it, if you see Jupiter is aspecting it, Jupiter kya hai? Seventh lord. You realize just now, that's why it should be at the tip of your tongue. For a ascendant in the sixth Rashi, seventh from there becomes the Badhak. So Jupiter becomes the Badhak. So Badhak is looking at him, Rahu is looking at him, it is seated in a inimical Rashi, it is seated in a house which is away from its house. So it will tell you that Venus is weak over here. I don't expect you to understand all this like this just now, but this is what you need to reach. And if you have to reach this, ये जो अभी ABCD जो करे last 2 दिन से उतना ही. That's what I keep telling you. Many of you keep phoning me. I tell you, don't bother about analysis and all that. Just now learn to read the language. We are just, if this is grasped now, I'll tell you, 80% of your work is done. Chalo, one last this thing and then we'll go on. Now somebody tell me.
So I just had a question. Sir, जे तुम्ही म्हणाला होता की मारक whichever the मारक is second and the seventh house, so that is from the ascendant we take it, right?
Come again, I'm talking. But half the fellows won't know.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can.
So जे मारक whatever the मारक that you said, that is the second and the seventh house, right?
Yeah.
We take it from the ascendant, right? We don't take it from where the planet is seated, whether that is impacting the. We take it from the ascendant only, na? Ki ascendant is whatever the seventh house or the second house,
Yes.
and which planet is seated in that.
Yes. Okay, now somebody tell me the script of the ninth lord. Script of the ninth lord. Put your hands up, don't answer out of turn. Who will tell me the script of the ninth lord? Sankalp.
Venus. Venus is the lord there,
Correct.
and the house Venus is sitting is in the second house,
Correct.
and Rashi is obviously 7 Libra.
Correct.
Yes, I think.
And dispositor?
Dispositor is Venus, so sitting in the own.
Okay. Now one more thing added from this. From this, where is it seated? From the ninth house, where is the ninth lord seated?
6th.
Correct. All okay with this?
Sir, one more thing. So, if you're asking about the script of ninth house, so won't we give any weightage to the planet which is sitting over there, like Jupiter?
I asked you the script of the ninth lord, not ninth house. When we are, let us say, we are discussing about this person's father. So we have to see ninth house. You'll understand the karak. Few of you know that, but others don't know. Ninth house is the house of father. So we are trying to decode father. We will see now, like Rashmi, what you said, we will see ninth house. उसमें हाँ Jupiter बैठा है, वो ठीक है. But ninth lord कहाँ गया है? So ninth lord has gone and sat in the second house, seventh Rashi, ruled by Venus, and it has gone sixth from itself. This is one next step. So it has got sixth. So once you understand what 2 means, what 7 means, what 6 means, in 10 minutes you'll understand. Ha, Rashmi.
So one more thing. Now, if the question is about the father only, see, hypothetical, and the father in a way is Jupiter as well. Okay, it's grandfather, but so if we want to decode about the ninth house, so हमें Jupiter भी लेना ही पड़ेगा.
Yes, the Karak planet will also come. Karak Tattva of that planet will come, which will come later on. So just now I'm not pushing that so that others don't get confused. All okay till this point? Anyone has any doubts over here? Now you realize why I was pushing all along ki you have to get this thing at the tip of your tongue. Okay? Should we go on to the next topic or anything else you want over here? I'm going to revise the things now. Okay? All okay so far? Okay, so let us just first of all see that day what we saw as the Karak Graha, kg I'm writing. Kg, if you remember, is the 1, 5, 9. Correct? So now, कौन है था? चलो, Yuga, tell me 159 lords. Who are the lords of? Who are the Karak Graha? May the lords of the 159. अभ्यास केला नाही तर धपाटा.
Moon, Sun, and Saturn.
हा?
Moon, Sun, and Saturn. Correct?
3 धपाटे मिळणार.
No, no, just wait.
तर समोर आहे इकडे ना. Why are you drawing it again? अनम्यूट कर.
I'm getting confused. म्हणजे आता तुझे शिकवलं ना तेच माझ्या डोक्यामध्ये मी डायजेस्ट करत.
अभ्यास नाही केला, धपाटा मिळणार तर. अच्छा, डीकी नेक्स्ट धपाटा कॅन्डिडेट.
The first one is Mercury, Sun, and Ketu.
अरे बाबा,
Then
लॉर्ड
for the fifth,
मर्क्यूरी सन केतु किधर है बेटा? मर्क्यूरी इज द लॉर्ड ऑफ द फर्स्ट हाउस. बस 5 का लॉर्ड कौन है?
5 खाली है.
5 का लॉर्ड कौन है? घर खाली है, पर उसका कोई तो भी माई बाप है ना.
Lord Saturn.
हाँ. एंड 9th का कौन माई बाप है?
Mars.
हाँ.
नहीं, sorry, Venus.
चलो 2 the part only. See, understand one thing, because Dinky has been very क्या बोलते हैं, perfectly making the same mistake. ये house है, बराबर? Now imagine this to be a house, like a bungalow, house, whatever it is. इसका लॉर्ड कौन है? सैटर्न है. वो सैटर्न इधर जाके बैठा है. It has gone and sat somewhere else. Now, fortunately or what, this is its own house, let us say. So it's like saying you have a house, let's say in Pune, but just now you are going and you're staying in, let's say, Bombay. But the Pune house belongs to you only, no? Dinky, are you understand what I'm saying? So don't say it is empty. Whenever it is empty, पहले उसका lord को देखो. If some planet is seated over here, then उसका repercussion देखो बाद में. Understood? So okay, now I think I'll only do it.
So I think the thing to remember is that the Rashi is always in those fixed positions, and therefore the Rashi lords are always
correct. So
ruling over
basically,
those
if we
Rashis.
see the Karak Graha 159, so this is 1, this is 5, and this is 9. Hope you can identify that very fast. Once you do that, you have to understand 1 stands for Mercury, 5 stands for Saturn, and 9 stands for Venus. So Mercury, Venus, and Saturn are the Karak Grahas over here. When we go for Marak Graha is what? 2 and 7. So if this is the ascendant, this is 2 and this is 7. This is 7. So who is the Lord? 2 is Venus. 7 is who? Jupiter. Correct? Then we go in for the Badak. If you remember, I told you the corner houses ka opposite, 7th house will be there. So who is the fellow here? Jupiter. So Jupiter is not only the Marak, it is also the Badak. So what is it trying to tell you? That Jupiter can create a lot of problems over here. Is Jupiter 159 ka lord by any chance? No. So it is not a Shubha thing for him. So basically, now you use a common sense and tell me a Marak lord and a Badak lord seated in the 9th house. Forget whether you know the Karak of 9 or not. What will it do to the 9th house? Will it make it blossom or will it make it a hurdle? Put your hands up. Those who answer. Put your hands up and then I'll ask you. Put your hands up if you know the answer. Simple question. Marak and Badak is seated in the 9th house. Will it create problems for the 9th house and the 9th lord? Nidhi.
It will create problems.
So basically, it is like saying, now just try to understand this properly. Let us say you own this house, bungalow, and Mr. Jupiter has come and sat there. And Jupiter is a bad character, let us say. So will he do good to your house or will he damage your house? He will damage your house. You understand? This is how you have to basically see the repercussions of all this. Okay? So we did the Karak Graha we did the Badak Graha, and we did the Marak Graha. All clear on this? For the Badak, if you remember, I told you it is the 7th, because it is the Kona wala thing, so it comes 7. So if your ascendant is here, the 7th house from them becomes a Badak. 7, 9 and 11, ye tino we have to remember, which is the smaller of the other two nines. So from here, so if your ascendant is here, the 9th house from there becomes the Badak. The one which is left out is 11. This is 11. So if ascendant is here, then the 11th from there becomes the Badak. Correct? All clear on this? Okay. Now we are starting off on the Karak. Okay. This I have shared over there. I don't think I'll be able to zoom in too much, but just try to understand what I'm trying to say. And now keep those 12 plus 9 pages ready. I told you last time, keep 12 pages. उसके ऊपर H1, H2, H3, H4 till 12 लिखो, house 1. And other इसमें विंशोत्तरी दशा के सीक्वेंस में केतु लिखो, next पेज के ऊपर वीनस लिखो, next पेज के ऊपर सन लिखो, टक 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 टक. These 12 plus 9 pages should be with you ready at all times in the session and also obviously out of the session. Because randomly as the things come, I will be telling you here, I have tried to put in as much as possible, but frankly speaking, those who know astrology will know that each one of them has got 200 or 300 of them. It's not possible for me to type it out also, for me to remember also. So when it comes. So basically what this means, abhi samajh lo. Where is the annotation here? Okay, so basically a house when we talk of a house, what is the house? If you remember, if this is your chart now, it's going to be shabby, but anyway, whatever it is. Let us say you say this is the 6th Rashi, but because the ascendant here, this becomes the first house. Please understand this, correct? This you have to understand properly. So the houses, what do they tell you? They predominantly tell you 3 things. One is events. Write this on a notes wala sheet, write it on a separate sheet. There is going to be 1 sheet for nomenclature, 12 sheets for the houses, 9 sheets for the planets, and 1 and more sheets for notes. So in the notes wala thing, now write down, a house will tell you events, will tell you relations. My handwriting is going for a toss, but write down relations. And third is body parts. A house will indicate events plus relations plus body parts. What are events? Anything. Childbirth. I'm just giving you examples. Don't write down just now. It will come later on. Childbirth देखने का तो 5th house देखेंगे. Marriage देखने का तो 7th house देखेंगे. Career देखने का तो 10th house देखेंगे. Job देखने का तो 6th house देखेंगे. Foreign settlement देखने का तो 12th house देखेंगे. Short travels देखने का तो 3rd house देखेंगे. Like that. Okay, so houses. Relations. That's a very important thing. I'll come to that, but very roughly I will tell you. One is you, with the native. Write down a word in the nomenclature wala thing. Nomenclature is my shorthand bolo whatever. Write down native equal to jatak. J-A-T-A-K. Jatak. It's a Hindi word or Sanskrit word. Jatak. Native equal to jatak equal to whatever you want to write. Call it patient or what you call him, case fellow or whatever. The fellow whom you are addressing is called as a native in astrology. And in Hindi or Sanskrit it's called Jatak. So first is the Jatak himself. Now do one thing, just now don't write, because when we write the houses you will get it, but अगर लिखना है तो notes के pages पे लिखो. 1 Jatak, keep a little space, write 3, write younger sibling. Younger sibling म्हणजे younger brother or sister. Little space 4 लिखो mother. Little space 5 child. Little space 6 close relatives. Leave a gap 7 spouse. Leave a space 9 father. Leave a space 11 elder sibling. Okay, you can do one thing. 1 minute, Prithiman, just 1 minute. If you develop one habit which I've done now, it helps a lot, because this thing is going to expand to a huge amount. And tomorrow, if you have to, let's say, find out younger sibling, you're going to make a mess searching it out. So keep a habit. After the class, whatever notes you've done, take it and make it into a Word document, which later on you can compose together as an Excel sheet, and you can, when you do this thing, क्या बोलते हैं, control F, when you find, and you just type in younger sibling, फट करके it will take you to that house and place. हाँ प्रीति बेन, हाँ. Unmute करो, unmute.
11 you said?
Elder sibling.
Okay.
हाँ, your camera's gone off now.
I don't know what's happening.
I think you click instead of unmute, you click the camera wala thing. Just click on the
No.
camera ka icon again.
I did it. It's not happening.
Don't worry. Rest of you, please keep your cameras on. Okay, so first one was what we said was events, like I told, childbirth, marriage, tuck. Second was relations, which we did just now. Third is body parts, which we had done last time. If you remember, the first house was the head, second was the face, third was the shoulders, so on and so forth. I hope you have practiced that and memorized that. Okay, so each of the houses has got so many things. So I have enumerated a few of them. I'm telling you, you write it down very fast on the pages. So first is basically there's nothing much. It is everything to do with the native. So if you're looking at the health of the native, you're going to see the 6th house also which comes in, but you will also see the 1st house. You want to see the occupation of the fellow, you will see the 10th house, you will also see the 1st house. So in 1st house you write everything to do with the native. Overall health, wealth, happiness. On the H1 ka page, don't write it anywhere, H1 ka page. Now H2 ka page. H2 ka page is your immediate family. It is your income. It is your food habits. एक के नीचे एक लिखो चाहिए तुमको. Whatever method you want, and put it in word later on. It is the house of speech. Okay. It is a house of addition to family. Now see, this is not written here, but it just comes. Addition to family. So when you are looking at the marriage thing, you will be seeing the 7th house, which will come later on, but you will also see this. Is there some connection over here? So this is as far as the second is concerned. Now go to the third page, H3 wala page. H3 is efforts. H3 is documents. H3 is neighbors, our neighbors. H3 is short travels, like within the city we देखने हैं तो. H3 is also younger siblings. If anyone of you, जो पहले से, if you suddenly remember something, just tell me, because.
Another new initiatives.
Yeah, correct, very good. New initiative. Third house is also new initiative.
And the aeroplane, the shoulder and body part.
Body part is the aeroplane.
It is also about the mother's medical expenses.
No, but don't go to that. That will be confusing for them. Once I come to that relatives on the chart, then we'll talk of that. Just now, don't say that. But you are right, it's not medical, it's the hospitalization of the mother. Now fourth, go to the fourth page, H4. उधर ऊपर bold में, I hope you have written bold में H4. H4, mother, property, vehicles, luxuries, then body parts, chest. Now go to the fifth house, H5.
Now the education in 4.
Yeah, fourth is म्हणजे क्या बोलते till 12th standard वाला undergraduate education. Not even undergraduate, primary education. Fourth is primary education. Fifth house, go to the fifth house now. Fifth house is children. Fifth house is a house of childbirth. Fifth house is a house of सोच. मैं तुम्हारी सोच, your thoughts. Just write सोच because I keep using the word सोच a lot. So सोच लिखो उधर. Fifth house is a house of पूर्व पुण्य. पूर्व पुण्य म्हणजे पुण्य what you got from your previous birth. Fifth house is a house of extramarital affairs. Fifth house is a house of further education. म्हणजे like graduation and all level. Ninth house becomes PhD. मैंने इधर लिखा नहीं but remind me at that point. Or if you want just now write down. Ninth house is PhD. So fourth house is primary education. Fifth house is higher education. And ninth house is PhD. So if suppose somebody asks you कि मेरा PhD होगा कि नहीं, अच्छा होगा कि नहीं, you have to look at that person's ninth house, ninth lord, and so many things. Now go to sixth house. Go to H6 wala page.
Now the fifth is promotion, government, superior promotion.
Correct. Fifth house is also H5 में also लिखो government. या boss into bracket superior authority. Fifth house can also indicate promotion. Honestly, if my voice goes down, just tell me because my that thing sometimes.
Okay. Yeah.
Sir, just one sec. You said which is for the primary education? Is it third or fourth?
Fourth, fifth, ninth. Now go to sixth house. Sixth house. उधर लिखो रोग ROG रोग dash rin HRIN dash ripu RIPU dash litigation oblique dispute. रोग rin ripu litigation oblique dispute. लिखा. रोग is रोग, illness. Rin is debt, DEBT, debt. Ripu are enemies, known enemies. Litigation is litigation. It can be any sort of a legal notice, से लेके legal case से लेके whatever it is. Or it can also mean dispute. Every dispute doesn't need to end up in a litigation case, but every litigation is a dispute. So that's why I've given it an oblique. Rogue, rin, ripu, litigation and disputes. Then close relatives I've already told you. Competition wins. Winning a competitive exam out. So competition wins.
Job.
Job. No, job. Oblique seva. Now go to the seventh house. H7. I told you earlier only it is the spouse. Marriage. Business. Oblique business partner. उधर just लिखो interaction with person. I don't know how to put it, but anyone whom you're interacting with is the seventh person. Just now, if you want to find out something about you and me, you obviously become house number 1 and I become 7 for you just now. After some time, you go and talk to the sabji wala, he becomes a 7. So whatever you want to write it, interact, I just keep it like the opposite pax, right? OPP dash pax, PAX, a person. So in that nomenclature wala page also just now write OPP space pax equal to opposite person, because these are the things which you will see in my analysis and then you start wondering what it is. Nomenclature wala jo page hai where you're going to write the shorthands, that's called nomenclature. Right? OPP space pax PAX equal to opposite person. Now come back to the 7th page again and write career. It is business and it is career, and into bracket write 10/10, and I'll explain that to you in some time. Career. So career, in 10 also you write career, just not turn to page number 10 and udhar bhi career likho. And come back to page number 7 where you have written career there, and this conflict I'll explain to you in 5 minutes. So यहाँ पर 7th house में career लिखा है, उसमें bracket में लिखो 10/10, and I'll explain to you what that means. In the notes का page write भावत भावम. Notes वाला page write भावत BHAVAT भावम BHAVAM equal to reflection of a bhav. This is the 10 from 10, which you'll understand in 5 minutes now. Got it? Okay. Now come back to your 8th house now. Go to the 8th house. H8 वाला page. उधर लिखो first thing write down obstacles. उसके नीचे लिखो accidents. उसके नीचे लिखो सर्जरी. उसके नीचे लिखो मेजर ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन. All these things now you have to get it memorized by hook or crook, because that is where the remedy is going to come in later on. 8th is the house of unearned money. Unearned, na kamaya hua sort of. Now one hint at this point only I'll tell you. In astrology, every word will not directly give you the inference. You can do a lot of things, like unearned money can also mean gambling, because you have not sweated it out for that. In very simple. So there is a subtle this thing which you need to use a little bit of logic, and then it will start falling into place. So 8th was that. Somebody asked something?
8th is also for longevity.
Sorry?
8th is also for longevity.
Yeah, 8th is house of longevity. And in 3rd also you write longevity. In H3 also you write longevity. In H8 also write longevity. Longevity. शिवाजी म्यूट करना प्लीज. शिवाजी प्लीज म्यूट. ओके, where were we? हाँ, 8th house में उधर लिखो occult. 8th house occult. Eighth house is also called as, which comes obviously in that unearned money also, inheritance. But again, that is a subset of unearned money. That's what I'm trying to just give an example over here. There are so many subsets which will suddenly open up. Now go to H9. H9, first thing, father oblique guru. Bhagya, most important. Bhagya, destiny. H9 we are doing. Overseas travel. When you cross a water body of the size of an ocean, that is 9. Religious travel. Okay. This was 9. Now go to 10.
Rather higher education, PhD, did you?
That you have written already. No? I told you that one.
Yeah.
4, 5 and 9. So 9 is PhD. Where were we? 10. 10 mein likho career. You have already written that career. Next is status in society. So anyone's status, if you want to see related to that, you go to see the 10th house from there. 10th also in some way talks about government. Body parts I'm not telling you because body parts I've already given you that thing. You can write it down over there. Now go to 11th house now. 11th house, first important thing is Ichha Purti. Ichha, I-C-H-A, it's a Hindi word or Sanskrit word. Ichha, I-C-H-A, Ichha Purti, P-U-R-T-I, Purti, म्हणजे desire fulfillment. Ichha Purti is desire fulfillment. Next is gains, into bracket from work. Now here I'll tell you how to see from ka thing. If you remember the second house, you have written income. 10th house, you have written career. Second from 10th is income from career. So gains into bracket, you can write from career also if you want. This is how you need to correlate now. The 10th house is your career. The second to the 10th का क्या ये था? Income था. So income from career. Okay, so that is gains what you are writing. 11th is also friend circle. 11th you had already written, it is your elder sibling. I'll explain these relations from the chart, then you'll understand better. And 11th is also illness, rogue. Into bracket you write 6/6. You'll understand that in 1 minute what I mean. 11 के उधर लिखो rogue. Into bracket.
It is also Labasthan, no, sir. It is also Labasthan.
That's what I said. No, Ichha Puti, desire fulfillment, gains. Gains is labh.
Okay.
Illness 6/6 लिखो. Done. Now go to 12. This was 11. Now you go to 12, H12. उधर लिखो isolation or detachment. Isolation/detachment. Now this tells about a lot of things. It can mean isolation as in you are isolated from somebody else. So it can mean that that person is in hospital. It can mean that person is in jail. It can mean that fellow is in depression. Or it can mean he is away from the family. So I'm not expanding it basic grammar. When you say isolation or detached, there can be so many connotations for that. So if you're looking at somebody's hospitalization, you will see the 12th house. Because hospital means he is detached from the family. If you're looking at foreign settlement, write down foreign settlement. If you're looking at foreign settlement, he is again detached and isolated from the family. So again 12. So 12th is a house of isolation/detachment. Next point is foreign settlement.
Expenditure.
Because expenditure is also a sort of detachment. The person is getting detached from his money. So it is a loss/expenditure. It is also the house of long-term investment. Fifth, I forgot one thing. As it comes under the fifth, may also write speculation. In H5, write speculation. Speculation is stock market.
Will 8th house also refers to speculation? 8th house also refers to speculation.
8th house talks about speculation from the labadi point of view. Some chori labadi. 8th house, in 8th house write Gupt. In H8, good thing you Shivaji, you reminded me. H8 may write Gupt, G-U-P-T, Gupt. गुप्त म्हणजे कॅन्डलस्टाईन क्या बोलते क्लॅन्डलस्टाईन कॅन्डलस्टाईन समथिंग इज म्हणजे लबाडी वाला थिंग
Secretive.
secretive but in a bad way म्हणजे you are conjuring up some sort of a conspiracy or something like that. So gupt लिखो GUPT gupt any gupt activity is there. That is why even the 8th house of the body part is the internal private organ. They are gupt 7 and 8. So where were we 12? So 12 is isolation ये किया long term investment. So long term investment you can look at it as a detachment of your money from a long time for a long time. No? So ऐसे वो connection लग जाता है. Understood so far? Now, what I will do is, I will demonstrate this on a chart. Now look at the chart which I am sharing. And hopefully I'll try to understand my handwriting. So here I am writing NA, Manas dista hai lila?
Yeah.
So here one I told you was native. Third I told you was younger sibling. Now pay attention to this carefully. Yeah? This I had said mother. This I had said child. 6 I had said close relative, but I'm not writing it over there. Here I had written spouse, I told you. Prithiben, you are able to hear now because you are not. I can't. You unmute yourself for a minute. Can you hear me, Prithiben? Dilip Kaka, can you hear me? Dilip Kaka, the voice is also not on. I don't know whether you can hear me. Anyway, this was.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Thank you. This I told was father, and this I told you was elder sibling. Barabar? If you see the relation wala thing, correct? This is what we had written. Now, just see how something like a bhavat bhavam, but something like this, how this works. This is the mother. म्हणजे 1, 2, 3, 4 is mother. If I take 1, 2, 3, 4 from the mother, it becomes mother's mother. So this becomes the maternal grandmother. Similarly, this is that person's spouse. This is the younger sibling. So this becomes the younger sibling's spouse. So from your chart, you can actually, to a certain limit, decode almost all your relatives. Like, I don't know, some of you who have interacted with me before, you would remember that from a person's chart, we have spoken about his father's elder brother, the mother's aunt, Masi, everything you can decode from here, to some limit. Depends on how good you are. If you remember in that animal this thing also, where some dog was vomiting, you remember I told that his father's client had not paid the money. I don't know whether you remember that.
Very clearly, I remember that,
So
Manishi.
everything
Very
comes
clear.
out. This is the technique which I'm teaching you now. So
That's what I'm enjoying it actually.
so now if you see the elder sibling say fifth. That's why I keep saying that 1, 2, 3, 4, that from him should be at the tip of your fingers and tongue. This is who elder sibling say fifth will be who? Can somebody tell me?
Child.
This is the child of the elder sibling. Now let us say your mother has a younger sister, your younger Masi, and you want to know something about her. How will you see? This is mother's elder sibling. This is mother's younger sibling. So the younger Masi you will see from here. समझ में आ रहा है?
Yeah.
This is how you basically keep decoding the things. This is
Sir, अभी सब समझ में आता है, but when you give a case, everything goes hayway.
that you need to.
Or when you ask us a question in the group, it's like
इसके लिए जो टॉप का पेज लिखा है इंडेक्स या वॉट एवर द फर्स्ट थिंग उधर ऊपर बड़े इसमें रेड में बोल्ड इसमें तपश्चर्या लिखो. That is what you need to do. Without tapasya, this will not come only. Anyway, don't worry, it will come. So, Linky, is that a very intelligent look, or is that something that you're not understanding? Your look is very confusing.
I was still trying to figure out that how did you get the Masi's position based on the mother's position?
Okay, chal, I'll tell you. Mother कौन सा है? What have you written in your notes? Mother is 4.
Mother in the fourth, yeah.
So we are presuming a Kal Purush Kundi. Always remember when we discuss, it is a Kal Purush Kundi, but it can go anywhere. So I'll show you just one Kal Purush Kundi and I'll show you some random one also. So Dinky, इधर से which is the mother? 4.
Mother is in the fourth, yeah.
Okay. Now, what did I tell you about elder sibling? Which is the house for elder sibling? Just see quickly.
11th.
So this is elder sibling. 11th from there.
Okay.
Is this 11 from there, Dinky?
Yes.
Now, what is younger sibling?
Younger sibling is in the third.
Very good. So from here, third is what? 1, 2, 3. Correct? So
Okay.
this is the third. So the mother ka elder sibling you will see from here. Mother ka younger sibling you will see from here.
Okay. Got it.
Now, sir, यदि younger sibling का बच्चा देखना है, so it will be 5th from here, right?
Yeah. Very good.
So basically, if I understand right, Manish ji, I mean, we talked about mother, we talked about Mausi. So let's say in Mausi's case, then Mausi's house becomes the native, and from there you start looking at the other relationships.
If you want to see, like just now somebody asked mother's son, Masi's son देखने का, so first you have to identify Masi, na?
Correct. That's what. So Masi
becomes
becomes
1. Then this becomes 2, 3, 4, 5, like that.
So Masi's house becomes the native in this particular case.
Masi becomes 1.
Yeah, exactly. Masi becomes 1.
So let's take another case. Let us say you want to see your father's elder brother's son's wife.
What was that? Sorry.
Father's elder brother's
son's wife.
चलो चलो एक एक करके आइडेंटिफाई दो. फादर कौन सा है? If this is your thing, चलो पवन you tell me. Father is 9.
Sorry, I don't remember Manish ji.
Okay, चलो I'll tell. Don't worry.
9.
Father's elder brother.
बराबर तो father को
Father becomes 1.
sibling will be
7.
Dada, sorry, just to clarify for Pavanji, 9 is the father. So 9 will be father.
Correct. But now for this particular case, okay, correct. Okay, let's go.
Father.
Shall I try this?
Try.
Okay, so father is 9th, elder sibling is 7th house, their son will be 5th from here, that is the 11th house, and spouse will be 5th house. Yes, 5th house. So whatever the planets are there, we will see that to understand.
अभी इसके सोच के बारे में सोचना है, तो उसको क्या देखूं मैं अभी? ये लड़की के सोच के बारे में मुझे sometimes you say no that girl is very ऐसा जरा dicey है, तो मुझे देखना है. तो what's the
house 5?
Rahu. The planet will be
नहीं Manasi, सोच of this girl.
I was saying Soch is 5. House 5.
5 from 5, yeah.
5 from that son's wife. Yeah.
Ninth.
So here, let us say, for example, Rahu is seated here, like Rashmi said just now. If Rahu is seated here, Rahu is the karak of labadi. You understand labadi? Labadi means deceit. So ये लड़की के सोच में deceit है. So from this fellow's chart, you can talk about his father's, elder brother's, son's, wife's soch. And it comes correct. So,
but sir, Rahu is also in a way, very progressive. Like, if we see, Rahu in a way is very fast and very technologically advanced. So, यहाँ पर two ways of looking at. Maybe she is very good at making the scams and all. And, if she wants to cheat or, do something, that can be the way. Or if she is like, right?
Correct. So based on what Rashmi said, now I'll tell you one concept which is very, 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 very important, and I think that is the secret of astrology, which either people don't know or don't want to share. any item that you see here, whether it's a house or whether it's a planet, just now planet pakad lo for your understanding, look at it like a season ball. This is the scene. And imagine this side to have a lot of thorns on it, and this one to have a nice smooth and shiny surface over here. When you rub the planet from here, it is going to scratch your hand and you're going to say the planet is bad. When you scratch from here, it's going to be very smooth and nice and you're going to say the planet is very good. Planet wo hi rahe hai. Planet is not changing at all. It is how you approach the planet. So like what Rashmi said here, this Rahu over here in her soch, that girl's soch, if you're looking at it from the negative point, it will tell you negative things of Rahu, which is labadi, gupt activities, cheating, deceit. And you see from the positive point of view, from here you see, it is going to mean expansion, intellect, logic, discipline, so many things. When we come to the planet ka thing, you'll understand that. But just now we are talking about that, something like a bhavat bhavam thing. So if you are looking at an elder sibling, you will see this fellow, considering that it is a Kalpurush Kundi. You want to see this fellow's child, you will see here. At this point, I'll tell you one thing. This was the native. एक छोड़ के एक becomes his younger sibling.
Younger sibling.
एक छोड़ के एक becomes his elder sibling.
Okay.
So similarly, if this is how this is the first house, this becomes the first child. इसको छोड़ के ये becomes the second child. इसको छोड़ के is becomes the third child. Third child का higher education is this. So on and so forth. So if this is the ascendant, this becomes the first spouse, second spouse, third spouse, fourth spouse. So you can keep enjoying how much you want. Keep down. Till you come, the where it comes to positive thing, you have to realize that so many marriages you have to do. Suppose your Jupiter is there and the second lord is there, and you know the positive things are all here. You'll have to realize that you'll have to marry 10 times or 9 times or something before you get happiness. So try it out. ये समझ में है? This is a very important concept because when you see, now I'll tell you another thing of, I told you 9 is destiny. Correct? So destiny can be of anything, no? For example, if you are looking at somebody's marriage, what will you see? You will see 7. Correct? If you are taking us. So let's take a offbeat case. We are doing from Kalpurush. Let's take from here. Abhi, Yuga, tell me which is the house of marriage for this fellow. Yuga answer. Others don't answer please. Yuga, if I have to see marriage, which house will I see? Which Rashi will I see? Can you tell me?
11.
11. Barabar? Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this is your seeing marriage. Marriage ka lord is called here Saturn. Okay. Let us say Saturn is seated here. हाँ, 4th house में लिखो, just now remember. H4 में लिखो सुख स्थान. H4, right? Sukha Stan, Sukhan. Sukha Stan is what? I don't know. Sukha is Sukh and Stan is house. So place of peace or whatever you want to call it. Translation for a dangerous word. Sukha Stan. So when we are seeing this as the native, 7th from there is the marriage of that native. 4th, so the marriage ka Rashi Lord has gone and sat in the 4th from itself. 4th from itself means what? It is seated in its Sukhasthan. So what can we say? That the basic per se at this level, the marriage ka Lord, owner is seated in its Sukhasthan, so it is good. This is ruled by Venus. Venus from this fellow is the 3rd lord and the 10th lord.
I didn't get it.
7th house I told you also is business. Now see how it switches over. 7th lord is also business. 4th, I don't know whether I told you, 4th is also home. H4 means I have to look home. Somebody unmuted.
I think the other someone also said they were not understanding. I think so.
Who is not understood?
May have to go back.
Up till now, everyone has understood क्या? Though, Nidhi, what have you not understood?
So the ninth and the 10th, I just, I missed out on that. I understood the seventh spouse, then that the Lord is seated in the uh, fourth house, which is a Shubhastan, and then even it is Venus, which is again.
Okay, 1 minute.
इथपर्यंत कळलं ना?
1 minute. Basically, when you are looking at this native, this is the ascendant, this is the 7th house for him. Correct? 7th house can talk about his marriage also, or it can talk about his business also. This is ruled by Saturn. Where has Saturn gone and sat? Saturn has gone and sat here in his chart. So it is fourth from. Now consider this as the datum. Consider this as the base. From here it has gone and sat in the fourth from itself. Fourth is Sukhastan, oblique home, oblique mother, oblique property, oblique vehicles, so many. But pick and choose as you want. So if you are talking about his marriage, 7th house of marriage, वो marriage का lord, owner of that fellow has gone and sat in the 4th house, Sukhastan of marriage. So very good. It is in the Rashi of Venus. So Venus, you will come to know in some time, Venus is the Karak of relationship. Venus is also for a guy the Karak of wife. So his marriage would be decently good at this point of time. Now you look at 7th as a business. From the house of business, the Lord has gone and sat in the 4th house of home. 4th house is also Sukhastan. So if he does business from his home or attached to his home, it will be good for him. It is in the 2nd Rashi of Venus. Now 2nd house का जो भी मैंने connotation दिया है ना, you can even equate that to Rashi. So 2nd, if you remember, I told you income. So if he does work from his house, it will give him income. Venus is also Lakshmi. You'll come to know in some time. So Venus in planets, if you want, as I'm telling you, if you want to write, नहीं तो बाद में लिखो. Venus is Lakshmi, and it is from the ascendant. It is the 10th lord and the 3rd lord. If you remember, 3rd I told you was effort, 10th I told you was career. So in simple words, if this guy who's got an ascendant in the 5th Rashi does work from his home, he will earn good money and he will be happy. This is how the decoding happens. It will come later on, but I am just giving an example. This is how you decode. So in this case, suppose somebody comes with this ascendant and asks you कि मेरा शादी कैसे होगा और मेरा करियर कैसे होगा, या मेरे करियर में प्रॉब्लम है, मैं वो कैसे सॉल्व करूं. So when you see the 7th house, and let's say the 7th lord is seated here, and this fellow is doing a job which is away from home. So this is the 4th from the thing. No, he should be doing it from home or from home atmosphere or something like that. Or he could be doing work with his mother also. 4th. Or you go on doing all the jugglery over there कि उसके father के elder brother का career. This is the father. This is the father's elder brother. 11 from there. From there, the 10th from there is what? Elder brother's career.
Career.
इसका लॉर्ड कौन है? मून है. Let us say moon is seated either here for this ascendant or moon is seated here. What is it trying to tell you? That the career of the elder brother of the father is good for this fellow's business, as it is seated either in the house of business or it is seated in the Sukhastan of business. थोड़ा heavy हो गया, but don't worry. I'm just trying to tell you what is going to come up in the next couple of terms and which you will be able to master. अभी थोड़ा bouncer गया ना. But
This is season ball, not bouncer, straight on the face. That was
without the skull cap.
without the helmet.
So, but this is how simple it is, and I'll tell you, if I can do it, you can also do it. So it is not rocket science. It is just that tapascharya, that thing. Okay, now itna bas hai idhar. I'll just take up one or two short topics, and then we can wrap up if you want. Now the most important topic is what is called as gochar. Write down in your nomenclature one thing. Gochar is equal to transit, which is written as capital T छोटा r. Nomenclature केस में लिखो T छोटा r लिखो, उसके आगे लिखो गोचर, उल्टा लिखो, राइट लाइक दिस, TR इक्वल टू गोचर oblique transit in the nomenclature का पेज. Now, for any event to happen, okay, suppose somebody comes कि मेरी शादी कब होगी, मेरा बच्चा कब होगा, मेरा जॉब कब मिलेगा, whatever. There are three things which you have to see. One is what we call, what I call rather, is a D1 yog. Just write down, I'll explain to you. D1 yog. Second one is transit yog. And third one is, I call it self-done. My this thing is a little काम से मतलब है, so you can decode however you want. D1 yog, transit yog, and self-done. You'll understand what I mean by that. D1 योग के आगे ऐसा कुछ एरो बिरो करके लिखो दशा. You can even write dasha as point number 2 if you want, but these are the 3 or 4 things which are required. So D1 योग में क्या कि let us say we are talking about somebody's marriage, and let's keep a simple thing, Kal Purush Kundi. So marriage is here, correct? Saturn I have not told you, but Saturn is called as karma karak. Karma, जो कर्म करवाता है वो कर्म. So let us say Saturn is seated here in his chart. Saturn का third aspect है, correct? So Saturn is aspecting this fellow. So Saturn karma करवाएगा related to marriage. Okay, just take it just now for that day. Now, when will it happen? Will he keep getting married all through his life every day? No. So that is when the dasha, antardasha, pratyantardasha of Saturn comes into play. That was the Vimshotri dasha which I told you. So you are going through some phase, like I am going through Ketu dasha. So let us say I was going through Saturn dasha, and I was of marriageable age, and this Saturn ka dasha is on. Then there is a full scope that the window for marriage is open for me. It's like, just imagine that a door is opening for you. When will the door open? One is when this yog is there in the dasha time. One. Second one is a transit. Let us say, just for discussion's sake, Saturn transiting Saturn. So it is written like this, one minute. It is, I write it like this. Okay, capital T, chota r, capital S, chota a. Get used to my nomenclature because I write a lot in shorthand. If transit Saturn is here, it is giving a 7th aspect to it. So transiting Saturn, karma kara can make things happen. And the third is self-done. मुझे what I mean is झक मार के whatever it is, मुझे शादी करना है, मैंने जाके शादी की है. जैसे आराधना में राजेश खन्ना and Sharmila Tagore have done. So they have activated their second house. So next point over there is house activation. So you can activate a house. If you start a business, you have activated a 7th house. You do a new initiative, you have started a 3rd house. You decide and you go and stay abroad, 7th house. 12th house. So on and so forth. That is house activity. So basically an event will happen in these 3 conditions. that D1 में वो योग होना चाहिए. अगर वो योग नहीं है, तो ये बाकी के 2 become irrelevant. If in the basic chart the yog is not there, the things will not happen. This could happen because you have done मुझे strong willed and मैं करूँगा ही, but the next thing is it will end in a disaster. This you realize little later. Clear? Now just one more thing I have to show you, which is this sheet I have given you. अभी वो planets के नीचे जरा लिखते जाओ. You have kept the 9 pages for planets now. केतु का page, open the केतु वाला page. In the केतु page, basically अलग हो. केतु वाला page, write down केतु is detachment. मुझे ऐसा ऐसा देखो what I mean. Detachment, कैंची, cut. केतु is flag, झंडा, झंडा. Ketu is wire like anything. So if you see Ketu getting connected to 8th house, start putting the things together, and Mars also there. 8th house is, I told you, surgeries. Did I tell you, or I don't know whether I told you? 8th house is house of surgeries. If Ketu is involved over there, or Ketu is looking at it from the 5th or 9th, this thing, it means उसको क्या बोलते हैं, laparoscopic surgery. You know laparoscopic, or either छोटा सा छेद बना दे, then they put a wire inside and they do something at some other point. That is laparoscopic. Mars is also surgery. Mars may just keep jumping pages. Go to Mars and write there surgery. Mars के उधर लिखो sharp object. So I'm just giving you a situation. If the 8th house or 8th lord is getting connected by Ketu and Mars, it will say 8, तो दिमाग में चलना चाहिए सर्जरी. Because suppose somebody asks you कि ये आदमी का सर्जरी होगा कि दवाई से ठीक होगा, and you see that the ascendant lord is getting connected by the 8th house or 8th lord, immediately 8 बोला तो सर्जरी दिमाग में आ गया. Mars is getting connected to some sharp object, दिमाग में आ गया, and Ketu दिमाग में आ गया, तो it becomes a laparoscopic thing. So there will be a short cut because of Mars, there will be a laparoscopic thing going because of Ketu, and there will be some cutting at the edge again because of Mars, and because 8th house is there, it is a surgery. That's how you do. So Ketu was, अभी राहु केतु का, there is a story which I think most of you know, but Rahu Ketu was one asur, one person only. And the thing is, because if you understand this, you will understand the connotation later on. When that Samudra Manthan was there and Brahma was distributing this thing, क्या बोलते हैं वो Amrut, all the devas were standing in a line, and only devas were going to be given that this thing of immortality. Rahu Ketu was one person जिसका नाम मैं भूल गया अभी. There is some, he was known as something else, something big name, what I don't know. Rahu, that's why it's considered where intelligence stops, no, Rahu starts. Itna uska intelligence hai. So Rahu and Ketu, that one person, made a fool of all the devas and stood in the line and went and drank the Amrit. As that fellow took the Amrit in the mouth, sun and moon saw that and complained to Brahma that this fellow is come as a camouflaged fellow, and Brahma sent his Brahmastra and cut off that fellow's head. The top part became Rahu, the bottom part became Ketu. The Amrit went into the mouth of Rahu. So Rahu is considered as expansion because now he cannot die. It is expansion. Like Jupiter is expansion, but Rahu is expansion beyond the expansion, like an explosion. So Rahu was so intelligent that he made a fool of everyone, including Brahma. So Rahu is considered Karak Tattva as extreme. Rahu mein likho extreme level of intelligence and logic. Extreme intelligence plus logic. So earlier what I think Rashmi was saying, you'll understand the point here. Because extreme logic and ये करके उसने सबको शेंडी लगाया, but शेंडी लगाया मैंने deceit भी किया. So Rahu is also deceit. Now you understand the logic. So Rahu stands for extreme level of intelligence. Mercury में लिखो intelligence. Mercury के पेज पे intelligence लिखो, so you'll understand that. Jupiter के पेज पे wisdom लिखो. And Rahu के पेज पे extreme level of इंटेलिजेंस डैश विजडम डैश लॉजिक ऐसे लिखो. So what we are trying to say is where wisdom of Jupiter's ends or where the intelligence of Mercury ends, that is where Rahu starts. Rahu case में also लिखो father of occult. Coming back to Ketu, Ketu क्या हो गया? धड़ हो गया. धड़ मुझे the bottom part of the thing. So Ketu has only legs. केतु जिसके साथ भी बैठेगा वो उसके सिर पे बैठ के वो दौड़ने शुरू करेगा. Okay. So in Ketu we are getting detachment, we are getting flag, we are getting wire like. Ketu is also spirituality, adhyatma. Got it? There are many more, but as it comes I'll tell you.
So can I ask you something? Now you are saying that Rahu is extreme level of wisdom and knowledge. So for example, in a chart wherein the ascendant is Kalpurush and fifth house में Rahu है, okay? Does that mean कि native का जो बेटा या बेटी होगी उसका intelligence will be like that कि उसका intelligence मतलब can we relate it like this?
Both ways, because fifth house is child and child का वो first house हो गया ना, child का brain हो गया. So Rahu in the child ka brain tells that that person's son can be very intelligent, oblique logical, oblique deceitful also. Like I'll tell you my example. My Rahu is in the 8th house first Rashi. So first Rashi is the brain if you take it as Rashi thing. 8th house can mean Gupt activities, but 8th house is also occult. 8th house is also logic. So if I use my brains for occult, Rahu is the one who is going to give that full explosion and take it to the second level or to the topmost level. That is how you add the code. So for a person whose Kalpurush कुंडली में 5th house में राहु है, उसके सोच में राहु है. So again it's the rough side of the ball or the smooth side of the ball. If that person rubs it from the left side, he is going to be a labad fellow. If he rubs it from the right side, it will be very. Huh? Now come to Venus. Venus के पेज पे लिखो luxuries, vehicles, and जैसे अपन residential flat बोलते हैं ना, that flat, because Mars is a plot and Saturn is a built structure, so this is a flat. Mars में लिखो land, open land, and Saturn में लिखो built structure. It can also be a compound wall also. All these karak tattvas start falling into place when you start the analysis. Okay. So Venus is done. Go to Sun. There are many more. Each one there are 200-300. I'm just giving you the ones which we are going to need immediately. तो सब दे दो तो पागल हो जाएगा. Venus is also relationships, by the way. Venus is relationships.
You had also said Lakshmi.
Venus is Lakshmi. Venus is also stitched cloth.
Glamour.
Luxury oblique glamour. Yeah, glamour also. Stitched cloth. And moon में लिखो तागा. तागा मुझे unstitched cloth. जो तागे में आता है ना. If you've seen if you go to buy.
Unstitched what? So can you repeat unstitched?
Unstitched clothes.
Unstitched cloth में तागा. If you go to buy a curtain material, it comes with a taga. No, it is unstitched like that. So unstitched cloth is moon. Stitched cloth is Venus. Venus is also luxury, glamour. Manasi glamour is glamour only itself, no?
Yeah, Lakshmi and glamour. Yeah.
Lakshmi, paisa. And Venus is small money. And Jupiter is big money.
What about silver?
Yeah, Venus is
in Venus.
अरे हाँ, colors I forgot. केतु में लिखो tweed. TWEAD. Tweed म्हणजे ऐसा crisscross or multicolored. Ketu is tweed or multicolored. But in our nomenclature, if you realize, we put it as deep purple, the one nomenclature which I have got. So in my chart, where you see deep purple, that is this thing, but that is not the official color of Ketu. Ketu is tweed. Nidhi and Shishir will remember the shirts which I wear every day, permanently. That is Ketu, tweed. I always wear crisscross shirts. No? Okay, so
You said,
Venus ka wo Venus is silver.
Manish,
Who's that?
you said Ketu is cream.
नहीं tweed.
Tweed.
Tweed. Okay, tweed.
Tweed म्हणजे ऐसा
हाँ.
criss cross. Then you go to sun, Surya, sun. Surya is father, or Surya is also first born child. Surya can also be considered as husband. Surya is also can be considered as married man. So if in a woman's chart sun is coming towards the 5th house in a Prashna Kundali, there is a possibility that 5th house of extramarital affairs, sun, married man, she is having an affair with a married man. This will come in Prashna Kundali Jamakwal, which we'll do later on, but I'm just giving an example. So sun can mean so many things. Sun is also promotion, because it is ujala, sudden brightness. Sun is also discipline and regularity, because come what may, sun comes every day at 6:30. Sun is autoimmunity and overall strength or vitality. Sun is anything that is vertical. So your backbone is also sun.
Sun also refers to astrology.
Sun is?
Astrology.
Sun, I don't know whether you can call it astrology, but you can call it the intellect behind the astrology. Because that is that bulb jo lagta hai, that you can say if you want. I don't know, I have not used that in that way.
Color is yellow.
Come. Please meet the sun. This is
hello.
Hi everyone. आता ही मानसी आहे, ती प्रीतीबेन आहे, ही रश्मी आहे, ही मेघना म्हणजे प्रीतीबेनची सून. ओके, हाय. ही रास्ताला ही डिंकी, पवनची मुलगी.
Manisha, hi.
हाय. दिस इज पवन. हा पवन आहे, ही त्याची मुलगी रास्कल डिंकी, ही निधी. ही मेघना म्हणजे शिप्राची मुलगी, मेघना. ही युगाचा भाऊ. आणि शिवाजी आमचा ॲस्ट्रॉलॉजी ग्रुपमध्ये. This is my wife. I thought.
And my sister from another mother.
That is my. Yeah, very true. By the way, that is my sister. I hope you know. Manas is my youngest sister. Okay. Now we will go back to the. Okay. So now we need around 15 minutes more. I hope you can last out. Because then I want to finish off all the theory part today. और नहीं करना है. 15 minutes okay for all of you? Yeah, okay. चलो. Even if it's not okay, I'm going to go. Continue. Okay. So क्या कहता है? हाँ, sun is over. Now go to moon. Moon main thing is mother. Moon also stands for nursing. It also stands for education. अब इसका logic है, mother is the first teacher. Mother also nourishes. So mother, nursing, caring, teacher, milk, दूध. बराबर? Obviously mother, milk. Huh? Then mother, education I told you. Now see how it suddenly changes. Moon is also the karak of unreliability and unsteadiness. Something which is unreliable, or something which is undependable, or something which is very shifty is moon. Now uska logic क्या है? When we do nakshatra, you will understand there are 27 nakshatras. There is a mythological story about it, that moon was supposed to be a very handsome guy, and some king, I forgot his name, who had 27 daughters, he wanted this fellow to be the son-in-law. So ऐसा कुछ story है. So he married all the 27 girls to moon, very lucky fellow. And it is said that moon goes to one nakshatra every day. If you see the nakshatra ka moon ka movement, moon is in one nakshatra per day. So 27 days become the 27 days of a month. We can consider 30 as per the western calendar, that it is 27 days. So it is shifty ना कि एक दिन इसके साथ दूसरे दिन उसके साथ तीसरे दिन 27 अपन एक या दो करते तो भी इतना बम बम होता है, इसको 27 करते तो भी एवरीवन प्रेज टू, that is unfair actually, but anyways whatever it is. So moon is also unreliable. So now somebody had asked a question earlier, I think Shivaji had asked, if second house is the Manika house, how is it also the Marak? So here also said, if you remember, third house is the house of longevity, because it is the 8th from the 8th. 8 is longevity, 8th का 8. उसका 12th deplete करने वाला कौन है? तो second, that's why. So similarly, moon can also be mother and moon can also be deceit. There the logic comes into play. Then moon is also travel. Moon is a karak of travel. Moon is the karak of stomach. Moon is the karak of any flow of liquids. So in the body, Mars में लिखो blood, Mars के नीचे लिखो blood, and when you connect that with moon, it is flow of liquid. So it is connected, flow of blood ऐसा बोल सकते हैं. So anyway, so coming back to moon, it is flow of any liquids. Moon is also water. Moon is also milk. Why milk? Because mother. Why this thing, water? If you remember, moon is the one which controls the tides also. ये moon का हो गया. If I forgot anything, Manasi tell me, because I was reading in that.
Sir, one sec. So when we say that moon is the flow of the fluids, so in the body we will take it for the glands or for the blood, because blood is mass or anything that flows.
By the way, इससे याद है मेरे को, Venus में लिखो secretions in the body. Venus में लिखो secretions. When Rashmi said मेरे को ये जानना है, ऐसे टुक करके आ जाते सभी. Secretions in the body. So if suppose किसी का thyroid का issue है या some gynec issue है, some secretions जास्ती है, whatever, so there you need to पटकन catch Venus.
Now the color is white.
Moon color is white. Sun का मैं भूल गया, sun was yellow.
Yellow. Yeah.
These are very important things. Colors, we have done that in the Dimsho thinking, but moon is white. Now go to Mars.
What about lungs? Moon?
It is that. Don't get into that. Will be the medical astrology. That will take a
body. Okay.
So Venus is silver, you said? Color of Venus?
Silver.
If sun is yellow, can gold also be to sun?
Gold goes more towards Jupiter, because Jupiter the karak is gold. So Surya can be gold. If there is a mix, like some people use orange for Jupiter, because Jupiter is also tamba, copper. So anyway, we'll come to that. So then come to Mars. Mars is red, obviously you know. Mars stands for brothers. Mars stands for blood, which you have written. Mars stands for efforts, karma. Mars is also called as Senapati in Lal Kitab. Senapati. So what does a Senapati do? Senapati does war. So aggression or some katchat, that is Mars. That's why in that earlier example when we were doing surgery, I said Mars. Mars is also cooked food. Mars for a girl can also be considered as husband.
Bones.
Sorry?
Bones.
Bones, you can consider, but bones will be more of Sun and Saturn. But damage to a bone you can see from Mars. That is, I don't consider Mars as that, but
fire, fever.
Fire, fever, Mars. Because Mars also rules the first house, which is the fire tattva, if you remember, where Sun is exalted. And land property, I told you about Mars.
So fire, you said, could also then be restaurant, like kitchen.
Shivaji, that Mars now, instead of bone, it is basically, Mars is like Senapati. So any part of the body which is a protective thing becomes Mars. So for that matter, your fingernails you can consider Mars because that is something to protect. Your teeth you could consider as Mars. It is actually Mercury. Even the eyelid you can consider as Mars. So anything that protects you, a Senapati protects you, and a Senapati cuts also. So it is how you look at it. It's a little. Let's not get into that. It will be a little heavy just now. Next, go to Rahu. Go to the Rahu page. उसका पहले फर्स्ट लाइन पे लिखो डिसरप्टर. डिसरप्टर, DISRUPTER. डिसरप्टर में जो डिसरप्ट करता है, यू आर गोइंग लेफ्ट, ही मेक यू गो राइट, यू आर गोइंग अप, ही मेक यू कम डाउन, XYZ whatever. Toxin. Whenever Rahu is getting connected to Venus, which is getting connected to the 5th house, there will be some secretion in the stomach which is a toxin. Like that you can go. Materialistic, matlabi, materialistic, matlabi. Because that is the brain and he thinks materialistic. Now this is the negative side of Rahu. Negative is Rahu is also pradushit hawa. Pradushit means toxic air or pradushit hawa. You understand? No? One is fresh air and one is pradushit hawa. Pradushit means toxic air, which is not good for breathing.
Polluted.
Jupiter में लिखो oxygen. In Jupiter write oxygen. And Rahu is pradushit. This thing. So when Rahu also hits the 5th house, Rahu hits the 4th house, or Rahu hits Jupiter, or Rahu hits the 4th lord, that fellow will have some lung problem. He will not be able to breathe properly. That way you can see. Now the positive part of Rahu. Rahu is extreme level of discipline. Extreme, you have to write extreme, not just discipline. Because discipline, Sun भी discipline है, Saturn भी discipline है. Saturn के उधर भी discipline लिखो. But Rahu के उधर underline करके लिखो extreme level of discipline, because this is going to come in your remedies now later on. Extreme level of discipline, extreme level of focus, and extreme level of research. ये जो अपन पाँच छह करें ना, these are the ones which you will use 90 to 95% of the time.
I think color deep blue, dark blue.
Rahu is also astrology. And anything to do with logic is Rahu. Manasi क्या मतलब?
Color dark blue, deep blue,
Color
dark blue.
Deep blue, dark blue. Then go to Jupiter. Just 2 or 3 more only. Jupiter is Bhagya. Jupiter is Guru. Jupiter is gold. Jupiter can also be considered a copper. In Sun, go to Sun and write brass over there. Sun में लिखो brass, Jupiter में लिखो copper. So if you need to activate Jupiter in your 3rd house, I'm giving you one remedy also. 3rd house is your aeroplane. So if in your wrist you put a gold bracelet, you are activating Jupiter in your 3rd house. You cannot afford a gold bracelet, put a copper bracelet. If copper bracelet is not available, take a yellow thread or an orange thread and put it in your thing. You are activating Jupiter in this thing. So Jupiter का आगे लिखो, gold के आगे लिखो, even into bracket you can write orange also. That's what Shivaji what I was telling you. वो थोड़ा subtle difference है. एक अभी at this point only I'll tell you one thing. Whenever you do a remedy, if you do it, that's why I was telling Sankalp that day. When you do it with a Sankalp, म्हणजे इरादा, with a laksh, that I am doing this for this reason, it works. You just put it because हाँ उसका orange बोला मैंने डाल दिया, it will not work. So even if you put a green colored thread over there saying that it is Jupiter, it will still work. Your sankalp has to be very strong. By the way, Pritiban, how is your hand? I forgot to ask you. Is it in a way better?
I did the Chandrakor and I am feeling 80% better.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Last night, Pritiban had said that her hand was hurting very badly. So this same, which I'll teach you later, the remedy part. Good. Now, Jupiter, did I tell you Jupiter is oxygen? हाँ चलो ठीक है. Now go to
Yes.
second last one, Saturn. Saturn basically दिमाग में आएगा तो पहले लिखो Saturn delays but does not deny. ये एक सेंटेंस लिखो. Saturn के नीचे लिखो Saturn delays but does not deny. Very important. And उसके नीचे भी लिखो what Saturn gives nobody can take away. So these are some theorems which you can keep in mind. अभी उसके नीचे लिखो Saturn delay. Whenever you see Saturn, there is a possibility that there is a delay. Saturn is a karak of career. Saturn is a karak of built property. And you have already written discipline. Saturn is also bones. Saturn is also joints. As of now, तो इतना ही लिखो. I can't.
Decay, karma.
Oil, coal.
हाँ शिवाजी.
Oil.
Oil. Very good. Saturn is oil. Saturn is cold, thanda. And Saturn is, Manasi, what did you say?
Decay, karma.
हाँ. Saturn is decay. Decay म्हणजे काय मानो? Any body may also, anything which decays, it will be Saturn. For example, I'll just give you it sounds dirty, but you know many times in the monsoon seasons or in the moist seasons, underarm में some problem happens over there, and then you want to rectify that problem. You know गंदगी जो आता है in the armpit like that. So armpit बोला तो third आ गया. It can be a mixture of third or fourth. And if Saturn, transiting Saturn is hitting that is causing that problem. If udhar jaake there is some eruptions, Mars में लिखो eruptions. In Mars, write eruptions. If there are some eruptions over there is a possibility of Mars also hitting over there. So that is the decay. In the body, wherever things decay, always immediately look at Saturn. Saturn ka color is like deep brown oblique black. Now the last one.
Yes, Saturn is for coal also. Can we correlate diamond also is for Saturn?
Diamond?
Saturn.
Huh?
Diamond comes under Saturn?
Diamond you're saying?
Yeah.
Diamond will be Venus actually.
Venus, okay.
But you are right in a way. Saturn is also stone. So if you look at diamond as a stone, it is okay. But then Saturn will have to be in conjunction with Venus, which is glamour. Then it will be a glamorous stone. So Saturn के आगे लिखो stone. And Saturn के आगे लिखो स्थगित. STAGIT. स्थगित is a Sanskrit word, but स्थगित म्हणजे stationary.
So when you are saying about stone, okay, so the color, if you say, तो any stone which has bluish black color, so उसमें diamond नहीं आ सकता.
No, that's why I said, no, if Venus is getting attached to Saturn, it will be a stone which is glamorous, so it could be diamond. But what he said is little heavy, there are high level का. तो अभी let's not get into that. अभी A for apple, B for ball पे apple. So don't do that. So because see, you have to mix, and what Shivaji is saying, if you have understood, Shivaji is saying Saturn is a diamond. Now at your level you will say Saturn kala ye okay sir, but what he says is correct. Saturn is also karak of stone. Now if stone can be a raste par ka stone, it can be a precious stone. So like that, there is a little glitch over there. So don't get into that just now.
Servant comes under Saturn. Servant.
Saturn is servant. Saturn is servant. Rahu is bhangi. कचरे वाला. राहु में लिखो भंगी और कचरे वाला, जो आजकल दिखते नहीं. राहु इज ऑल्सो कचरा म्हणजे डस्टबिन. राहु इज ऑल्सो टॉयलेट. So many times when Rahu is giving trouble in the directions which I'll give you later on, the person may be having a toilet which is getting dirty or not getting clean properly. Now last one, Mercury. Mercury के उधर लिखो बहरूपिया. BEHERUPIY. बहरूपिया म्हणजे जो suddenly change होता है, chameleon.
Double faced
or a chameleon, और जो he's showing very good in your face and actually he's very bad like that. Beharupiya.
Even Napunsak will be Napunsak.
Napulsak. But
And the
Napulsak का
Surya,
exact meaning क्या है in English or Hindi?
Napunsak means either he's not either a male or female.
Neutral.
न्यूट्रल
Neutral.
हाँ म्हणजे नपुंसक नाही नॉट न्यूट्रल ऍक्च्युली नपुंसक म्हणजे ना मर्द है
Impotent.
ना औरत है sort of ना
वो इम्पोर्टेंट हो गया. नपुंसक इज इम्पोर्टेंट.
हाँ that's what I
न्यूट्रल
thought
ना.
नहीं so नपुंसक मत पकड़ो इधर नपुंसक will not come in let's not get into that is little part of medical astrology don't get into that basically Mercury means duality anything in duality like yin yang दो हंसों का जोड़ा का स्टैचू that is Mercury by the way Venus में लिखो landscape paintings or write paintings into brackets especially landscape in Venus and in Mercury write stationary म्हणजे not stationary स्थगित stationary में books into bracket you write books if you want it's stationary ERY not ARY no ARY ERY is स्थगित you understand Mercury stationary में books and pens and all that because third house is house of effort third house is Mercury with the hand you write with the pen that's how it connects so Mercury coming back to Mercury it is duality Mercury stationary as in books and pens Mercury is education Mercury is communication Mercury is correspondence
Green leafy plants.
green leafy plants got it so with this frankly speaking we have concluded the Karak part just one very short thing of transit planets is there I'll just tell you in 5 minutes it won't take any time and you will be good to start solving charts you will get the Padvi of astrologer Shri or something like that some big name we will think of Padma Shri astrology Shri and then go about killing people then okay chalo now this chart look at the chart don't look at my face now look at this chart which I'm showing you I'm just putting some random thing okay so don't ask me why is this here and there अभी केतु and Rahu will always be diametrically opposite permanent एक ध्यान में रखो whenever you see Rahu उसके opposite ही केतु रहेगा I'm just putting some random chart here now let us say Saturn no okay so these planets which I've written here in red are called as D1 planets D1 means division one that is somebody had asked me D1 क्या है so there is one concept which are called as divisional charts या वर्ग chart बोलते उसको so basically D1 D2 D3 but don't get into that just now D1 means your Rashi chart your basic chart whenever I write D1 it means your basic chart which we are going to analyze so these are your D1 planets they are also called as natal so nomenclature के पेज पे लिखो D1 planet is equal to natal planets म्हणजे at the time of your birth whatever wherever the planets were बस उसके आगे कुछ नहीं then you have got what is known as transit planets which are also called as gochar so when you see a TR like this that means transit and normally in my this thing I would show it as a deep blue mein so if you write here TRSA it's trying to tell you that just now at this point of time the transiting Saturn in the zodiac is in the 11th Rashi so just now this is where the thing is this is where the transiting Rahu is there and this is where the transiting Jupiter is there the other 6 are also there but just now I'm just showing you these important ones now since transiting Rahu is here transiting Ketu is obviously here Now, I told you those three things which happen. One is your D1 mein yog, second one is transit, and third one is self help, let us call it, okay, self done or whatever. Abhi this Saturn is here. Where is this fellow's natural Saturn? Natural Saturn is here, correct? Natural Saturn is giving a third aspect to this person's ninth house, correct? This Saturn is seated in the seventh house. Now we are doing analysis, okay? Now you know everything. I'm going slow. Just try to take it. Seventh house is a house of business. Seventh house also I told you is career because it is 10th from 10th. ये 10th है. 10th I told you is career. 10th from 10th. If this is 1, this becomes 12, this becomes 11, this becomes 10th. So 10th from 10th is also 7th. Bhavat Bhavam. So 7th house of career, may this fellow's Karak of career, just now I giving the Karak Tattva of Saturn is career, is giving a third hit. 3 I have given is effort, is hitting the ninth this thing of Bhagya, correct? So this योग has been set in his natal chart कि उसको कुछ भी होके ये मिलने वाला है. कभी नहीं मिलेगा कि दिस वाला कुंडली लगा के घर पे बैठेगा तो कुछ नहीं होगा. Now what has happened, if you see this Saturn over here, is it in any way connecting to this? As of now, no, because Saturn ka third aspect is coming here. One point I'll tell you just now which you might not be able to digest, but just take it. This will be in some nakshatra. This will be in some nakshatra. If they are in the same nakshatra, they are combined, even though there is no aspect. This will be in some degree. I'm saying, let's say 10 degree. And let us say the ninth house is also in 10 degree. Or the ninth lord, which is Venus, which is here, is in 10 degree, let us say. Then also Saturn connects to that. This is a little advanced. Just at the moment here and forget about it. So if this Saturn is in some way connecting to this house of Bhagya, then उसका career का भाग्य खुल जाएगा. I don't expect you all to have understood, but anyway, I will just ask for decency sake, समझा ना? So anyway, so what I'm trying to tell you is.
So that means Saturn can also do good.
Yes, karma karak hai na. It has to do good. Without Saturn, nothing will happen. A person will not get a job, will not get a hike in remuneration, will not get married, nothing. So what I'm trying to tell you.
No planet is good or bad, because like Jupiter has all the good properties, but then if it is positioned at a place, so it may go wrong as well, right? It may do bad. So कोई भी perfect नहीं है.
Correct. Right. So now transiting, whenever you are doing any analysis, this is the one very important point you have to see कि ये planets कहाँ पर है. And if you see many of my things, I would have written here, let us say Sun में, Moon में, Mercury में, Jupiter में, Rahu or something. So this is your dasha, Mahadasha, Antardasha, Pratyantardasha, Sukshma dasha, Deha dasha, Pran dasha. So this could be for a couple of hours, this could be for a couple of days, this could be for a couple of weeks, this could be for a couple of months, this could be a couple of years, and this will be surely across many years. So if you are looking like yesterday, Preeti Ben ka thing was there. If she allows, I'll share the chat, but otherwise I'll just tell you. Her third house was in.
No problem. You can share in the class, no problem.
Yeah. So her, Abhi, I also don't remember. A problem ke once I shut the case, I only forget. But anyway, her Pran Dasha ka Lord was getting hit. You understand what I'm saying? So when she was telling me that my hand has started hurting like this, I checked that, and this Pran Dasha was also connected to the Antardasha Bhukti, which is across. That's why I asked her whether your pain is there since almost September of last year, which she agreed. Because this, we'll come to that later on. But what I'm trying to tell you in simple words, if this is, let us say, Saturn, just for example, my Antardasha is of Saturn, my immediate attention will go here. In fact, I should do it in red. Ki this guy is doing something. Okay. Now, very quickly, write down in those planets का thing. राहु के उधर लिखो 18 months. राहु के बाजू में लिखो 18 months. This is how much time it will stay in one Rashi. If this Saturn is traversing like this, Saturn will take 2.5 years, so 30 months. So Saturn के बाजू में लिखो 2.5 years और into bracket 30 months. राहु के बाजू में लिखो 18 months. जुपिटर के आगे लिखो 1 year. मून के आगे लिखो 2.25 days. For calculation sake, you can even take 2.5, but 2.25 days. Sun, Venus, Mercury, Mars, ये चारों है ना, इसके आगे 30 to 40 days ऐसे लिखो. It keep changing. So Sun के आगे लिखो 30 to 40, Mars के आगे लिखो 30 to 40, Mercury के आगे 30 to 40, and Venus के आगे 30 to 40. I think we have covered all of them. So now you realize Saturn is the slowest moving. That's why the delay, it is related to delay. It's 2.5 years in a Rashi. Jupiter, 1 year.
मर्क्यूरी किती होता?
30 to 40. So when you talk about Mercury, you talk about Sun, you talk about Venus, or you talk about Mars, I normally take around 30 days approximately. Approximately. It changes. That ephemeris it will change. We are not getting to that now.
What about Ketu? Do we consider Ketu?
Rahu Ketu, 18 months.
Yes, both are same, right?
Same. Yeah. Rahu is Ketu, Ketu is Rahu.
Yeah.
They will anyway be diametrically opposite, so it can't change. Okay. Now, the most serious thing. This is the theory that you need to be like this with, because beyond this, it is only analysis now. There are lots and lots and lots of topics which I'll keep on sharing as we go along. But if you're looking at, let's look at it stepwise. Just now you need to understand what is happening in your life today and rectify that. That is our motive for stage 1, let us say. Once you know how to control your destiny, you can help other people to help change their destiny. And when they say change in destiny, there are lots of things which Preetiben knows that have come to me via Rahu. Somewhere some thoughts come, which I don't know from where. It has told me that you can change your destiny. What do you mean by change your destiny? You are rubbing a planet on the left side and saying, I am getting hurt. You rub the same bloody planet on the right side and it will do good to you. Bas. So you have not done anything miraculous, but you have changed your destiny. That planet is telling me, rub me from the right side, and you are rubbing from the left and saying that planet is bad to me. Planet is not bad. So ये जो अभी 3 weeks में किया है, unfortunately the first one का video count off. Actually let me stop the video.